I'm Dr. Molly McClelland. I'm a professor at the University of Detroit Mercy, teaching in the College of Health Professions, and one of the co-founders of Associates in Primary Care, where our goal is to improve the health of people by improving health care. In today's lesson on chronic diseases, we are going to tackle the issue of obesity. This is a very complex issue. We're going to break it down into several different videos. This first video, I'm going to talk about what is obesity and overweight. In the next video, we will talk about the causes of overweight and obesity. And then in a third video, we'll talk about some of the treatment options for this disease. First, let's talk about what is overweight and obesity. It is an issue of too many calories in and too little energy going out. There are some rare conditions, endocrine conditions, thyroid conditions, some other reasons that a patient may have overweight and obesity, and this is not applying to them. But in most of the cases, it is too many calories in, not enough energy being expended. Now, if you're unsure of the cause, this is why you need to have a primary care provider, because it's important to identify, are there other health issues besides this inadequate ratio of calories in to energy out that could be leading to overweight and obesity. Overweight means you have a body mass index of 25 to 29.9. A healthy weight is a BMI between 18 and 25. If you're getting under 18 BMI, now you have a different kind of eating disorder. We're not going to address that here. If you have obesity, that is a BMI greater than 30. Obesity is classed into three different classes. Class 1 is a BMI of 30 to 34.9. Class 2 is 35 to 39.9. And class 3 is a BMI greater than 40. And I'm going to show you how to calculate a BMI. Here's an example of a BMI calculator that you can find online. And I want to show you how these work. So you go over here, you enter your age. Let's say I am a 50-year-old female. I am 5 feet 6 inches and I weigh 125 pounds. You calculate the score. This puts me in the healthy weight category. It gives me a BMI of 20.2. Now let's say let's change this up. Let's say that I am 65, I am 5 feet 5 inches tall, and let's say I weigh 187 pounds. Now let's calculate that. Now this puts me in class 1 obesity. See how that little arrow has gone up into the first stage of the obesity category, and it's giving me a BMI of 31.1. And you can do this for anybody, honestly. You can increase your, a 65-year-old female that's 5'5" and weighs 250 pounds. Now this person is in stage 3, class 3 obesity. So play around with that, figure out your height and weight and your age and enter this. Now, I will say sometimes it's not 100% accurate. If you've got a really muscular, tall man, like a lot of football players kind of fall into this category, the muscle weighs more than fat. So sometimes it gives them a higher BMI than they actually have. But again, that's a fairly rare group of patients. Most of our patients, this works fairly well for and gives us a nice BMI. And much of the treatment options are based on this BMI. The insurances will pay for certain treatments based on what the BMI is. So it's kind of important to know what your BMI is. All right. As those numbers go up, your health risks go up. Obesity and overweight used to be a condition that people had. Now it's its actual disease process. We know that it's a disease process. It's very complex. It's hard to treat. It is multifactorial that we'll be talking about. So it's categorized as its own disease. 1 in 8 people have overweight or obesity, and this number has doubled since 1990. In the adolescent population, this number has quadrupled. 2.5 billion people in the United States, that's getting close to 50%, have overweight or obesity. It is a significant problem in the United States, and it's becoming an epidemic worldwide. There are several reasons for that. We're not going to address that in this video. The biggest thing with being overweight and obesity, that's the one chronic disease that contributes to all the other chronic diseases. So if a patient has overweight and obesity, they are much more likely to then also develop hypercholesterolemia, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, depression, joint problems. So this one chronic disease of overweight and obesity is really the contributor to those other chronic diseases. It does not go in reverse. So if you have high cholesterol, that's not going to cause obesity. If you have hypertension, that does not necessarily cause obesity, but obesity causes all those other things. So that's why this is probably the most important of the chronic diseases for us to understand and then start addressing. So in the next video, let's learn about some of the reasons that people develop overweight and obesity, because it's complex. I'll see you in the next video.